When you have data that need to be separated, like splitting first names from last names, it's hard to think of a better tool for the job than Excel. And even if I'm using other software for a project, I'll still bring that type of data into Excel temporarily just to use its ability to separate data. Well, if you take a look here in column A, we have people's names, and we have first name and last name in the same column. And what we want to do is we want to split, so we have first name in one column and last name in another column. Now, before we do that, we have to insert a new column, and I'll explain why in a second. Put your mouse pointer on the header for column B, so you have that down pointing arrow. Click the right mouse button and insert. So now we have a new column. And the reason we're doing this is that we need space to put the last name. So we're going to wind up with the first names in column A and the last names in column B. If we hadn't inserted this additional column, we would have wiped out what is in the department column next to it. So let's select the names. Now, you can click and drag down if you want. What I find is easier is to press Control, Shift, and then the down arrow key. So that selects all the way down to the bottom. Let's scroll up. Leave it selected. Go to the Data tab. And in the Data tab, roughly in the middle here, choose Text to Columns. This brings us into the Text to Columns wizard. And we want to make sure that our data here, we have delimited selected, not fixed width. Click Next. And our data are separated with spaces, right? We don't have commas or tabs or anything. And you can see it already gives us a good preview. Click Next. And if we wanted to exclude a field, or if we wanted to change anything, like one of these columns was supposed to be a date, we could do that, but we don't have to do any of that right now. So just click Finish. And there we go. And if you want, you can take that name, autofill it. So now we can change that to first name, and I'll just press Tab, last name, and there we go. And you can click through here, and you can see up in the formula bar that this is all separated. So if you watch the movie on importing data, this exercise may have seemed kind of familiar because Excel uses the same wizard, whether you're importing data from scratch or if you're working on data that you already have in your worksheet.